everyone, hope you're doing good. Today we are talking about something that affects millions of families, yet sometimes remains misunderstood, undersupported, and often invisible. ADHD, autism, learning disability, anxiety disorders. They may not be rare, but they are being identified more than ever before. But here's the problem: identification is not acceptance, diagnosis is not support, and awareness without empathy is just noise. This conversation is not about a child, it's about us as a society, as schools, as neighbors, and most importantly, as human beings. Because these children, are not exceptions to accommodate. They are citizens of this world, and how we treat them reflects who we are. So, naming the title of today's episode as Beyond Labels, Building a World That Sees Every Child. Before we begin, let me introduce today's guest, who is not only a dear friend, but also let me introduce her properly. 𝗕𝗲𝗏𝗄𝗏 grew up in Mumbai in a close-knit middle-class family, studied at Cathedral and John Connon and later at St. Xavier's College, where she explored English, history and ancient Indian culture. Music and creativity have always been part of her beautiful world, trained in Hindustani classical vocal and sitar. But life truly found its meaning when she became Rahul's mother. Dipali believes this was her calling. I was meant to be Rahul's mom, to be the wind beneath his wings, she says. For nearly 3 decades now, her life has been about creating a kinder, more inclusive world, not only for her son, but also for herself. She lives by compassion, calls humanity her religion, and carries deep faith in the universe. Today, she joins us not just as a mother, but as a woman who has spent decades understanding what acceptance really means. Dipali, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you for having me here. It's an honor. And I'm
No.
really looking forward to this.
So am I. Actually, so am I.
Thank you.
So I know this conversation takes courage, and I truly appreciate that you're wanting to be a part of this openness and your own journey. I want to begin with something that many parents experience but rarely talk about it. There is a moment, sometimes it could be a diagnosis, sometimes it's a teacher's comment, or sometimes it's just a quiet fear that refuses to go away. That moment when you realize that your child is struggling in many ways, which the world does not see and the world does not understand about it. What was that moment for you like?
I think that moment that maybe that didn't really have anything to do with anyone else. One moment which always stands out with me very poignantly and very strongly is the time when, before I realized what was happening, Rahul was very young. He must have been a little less than 2. And he would come up to me in the kitchen, and there was this little beaker of water that he used to drink water from, a little yellow thing I still remember, which had these little alphabets inside, very cute thing. And he'd be standing there and just staring at it. He wouldn't be able to tell me, "Mummy, I'm thirsty, give me water." He wouldn't even pick it up and drink himself. And it was very frustrating because I didn't know. And the first thing that comes, child is being stubborn, child is being, being difficult. And those are things which come to your head first, because in any case, you're an hassle mother when your child is so young. But he wasn't able to tell me, "I'm thirsty," or "I'm hungry," or "I'm upset," or "I'm not well." And that moment with that beaker in front of me is something that keeps coming back to me. And I think, it's how I can tell you, "Archana, I'm thirsty, I'd like some water." He couldn't even say that. And not because he couldn't speak, just he couldn't communicate. So that moment is something that's etched in my mind, and it's where I always start from.
That's when you probably realize that there is a problem?
Not really. Actually,
Okay.
I didn't realize then. It was our pediatrician who actually pointed this out, because Rahul had speech, and he was very, very, he was very verbal. He would repeat things all the time, and repeat, like at age 1.5, he would say big, big words like onomatopoeia and Gautam Budh Nagar, and
Really?
yeah, and he would have these nonsense rhymes which my mom would sing. Pigeon, kabutar, udan, fly, look, dekho, asman, sky.
Yeah.
And these little things, he would repeat them on and on. And we all of us, wow, see, he's so smart, he's so cool, he knows, he understands. Little did we realize that that was indicative of repetition being which is one of the most, uh, strongest indications of echolalia and repetition, which happens with people with autism. And we didn't catch it, but his pediatrician did. And I would say all thanks to her that she pointed it out, and we were able to, work on it at the right time. So she would listen to him and said, yeah, he's very smart. And she always called him with big ears. He had these ears which stand out. So she would say, oh, my Rahul has come, but we need to check this out. And that's how it's actually started.
So when you came to know about it, the first time when you were told about it, that he has autism, how did you take it?
So back then, say he's 29 now, so 26 and a half odd years back.
Yeah, long back.
Yeah. The evaluation was very in an informal setting, and the report we got was a very generic kind of statement: PDD-NOS, pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified. Okay, what does that mean?
I know.
So it's
must have been alien term for
absolutely. You. And so we asked him again. Well, generally it points to later on it develops into autism. Now, autism was a word I had studied when I studied psychology. It was one paragraph in one small chapter about disabilities and intellectual disabilities and things. It wasn't something I had read extensively about. I was aware, but most people's idea about autism was from movies like Rain Man and things like that, where you see that the person has difficulties, but he's also like super sharp and things like, So yes, Rahul did have some of those traits of being super sharp, where his scattered piece of puzzle the pieces would be on the floor and he would just keep saying one piece is missing, but we never thought all this would sum up to something like that. So when this thing came to us and it was autism, the first day after we came back from the doctor and my husband went to work, and I think Rahul was with my mother-in-law, and so I sat on the bed and I bawled. I don't think I've ever cried so strongly. I don't know what the right word to use, but I don't think I've ever really bawled like I did that day. And in a way, it was good. I just let it all out. And the thought was, why my child?
And
not why me
always comes.
No, not why me as much as why my child.
Why my child?
Why did he have to? Why did this happen? And then, of course, the doctor did say, autism is, explained to me briefly about what autism would be like. But I just realized it kind of just fell like a ton of bricks. But I'm glad that happened, that crying happened, and I was able to take it out of my system. And then it was just accept it and think ahead, which is what I did. I said, okay, now I've had my cry. Now stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get on with it. There's lots you need to do. So that's where we started off.
That moment would be probably a moment of fear, confusion, or hopelessness, or
everything.
All of the put above. Together.
Literally all of the above. Like, how will I manage? What will I do? How am I going to? I know I have to do things for him. How am I going to do it? And my fear was more, how will I be able to help him? What will I need to do? Yeah. He's still a child. He can't help himself at this point. So I will have to, that realization hit me, and I was scared. I was very scared. How am I going to work with him? How will I help him? This child is going to need much more than any other child, would need. So I think that cry really helped me, because it just took out everything that was, all the fear, all the worry, all the sorrow, all that despair, everything. I just kind of washed it away in one shot. And then I started, again, I didn't know where to start. So my the pediatrician was very sweet. There was a lady in Bombay at that time who was a senior counselor, and she had actually stopped practicing. So the doctor said that, I'll try and connect with her and see if she'll at least give you some. She said no, but she said, okay, I'll meet the parent and I'll guide her. So I met her for I think 2 or 3 sessions, 2 hours or so, and pretty much that was an amazing start because she just spelled it out to me.
That was counseling for you, basically.
Yes, it was counseling
That
for
is
me.
needed. That is needed.
That was, I think, the most important thing that at that point that I really needed, and it happened. She was amazing. I can't tell you verbatim what she spoke, and she gave me a very good report also on how to work and things. But, it just stayed with me. It was like, I just took it all in. And the one thing she said was just tune into your child. Understand him to the exclusion of all else in the world. Because nobody is coming to help you. The world will keep saying something, do this, do that, ye nahi karo, wo nahi karo. Why is he laughing? Why is he not doing this? Why is he not doing that? But nobody is actually coming to help you, right? Nobody is there in your home 24/7.
Yeah.
You need to be with your child, understand your child, exclusively understand him, and tune into him. And you will need to anticipate his needs. You will need to understand what he requires. You will need to maybe fight for him. You will need to make way for him.
Yeah.
So
because he won't be able to do all that.
Yes. So you will need to. The one thing she said was, you will need to teach him almost everything. The basic problem is comprehension. So comprehension starts from as small as knowing that there's a beaker of water in front of you and you can pick up that water and drink, to huge texts which you have to study in school. Everything is comprehension, and his problem is comprehension. So you will have to teach him how to comprehend. That's where we started out.
What about your family? There are dynamics in every family, and and I think way back, about when you were saying 26.5 years back, maybe the awareness to this topic was also not there. So how did everybody else in the family take up to it?
I would say my biggest support system was my parents. The day I got that, I just called them. They had moved to Noida. They were in Bombay earlier. They had moved to Noida. The day I got the I don't know what to call it, the hammer, I just called my mom and dad, and then after I bawled, I just called them. I said, please come. And they came, and my parents have been my biggest support. My mom, even after my dad went, my mom used to run my household over here in 𝗵𝗵𝗄 after we moved here. And she left me free to go, with him to shadow Rahul in school, in college. I call myself the ghost who walks when he went to college, because I used to be the ghost walking down the corridors of college. And I could do that only because she was there at home to, look after the house. So they were my biggest support. The rest of the family was not able to really understand
it.
It was difficult, to make them, to explain to them and to make them understand. So it was hard to get support in that sense. Well, like they were willing to do things, but they were not able to understand Rahul. So it was a task. You'd still find most people making statements like, oh, why is he doing this? Or why is he behaving like that? Stop behaving in that manner. And being a little harsh on him, without realizing that sometimes no, he just doesn't get it. He doesn't know what's happening and how he's supposed to react or how he's supposed to behave. So a lot of his behaviors are reaction to stimuli. It's not him misbehaving or being, rude or nasty.
Yeah.
It's just his reaction. You have this plant over here. Rahul, even today, is not comfortable with large plants. And till a later age, he wasn't able to tell me why he was so scared. It's much later. Once we were at the airport dropping or picking someone, and there was this huge monstera over there, and he wouldn't go that side. And I said, why are you not going? We're all this side. He's running away the other way. And much later, he tells me, it's got hands. It's going to come and catch me.
Oh.
So that's
what his visualization about it was.
Because the leaves are like that, right? They're cut.
Yeah.
So even today he'll walk like this if there's a plant, though he's learned to overcome it. But at age 2.5 and 3, he wasn't able to convey to me that this plant scares me because I'm scared it'll come and catch me. So he would move the other way, and there would be, if there was a plant at someone's door and we had to go into someone's house, there would be this whole tantrum, which most people think it was. It wasn't a tantrum. It was a meltdown because he just couldn't handle it. He was scared. So it was tough for people to
also have been a
understand.
task for you to kind of explain it to your younger daughter as well.
Yes.
Teaching her also how to understand her brother.
So when Rena came, she was the blessing I had asked for. This was around there's 6 years gap between the two of them.
Okay.
And that particular year before I conceived Rena was a really hard one.
Were you scared, just to ask you, were you scared, what if
Yes.
the second child also
Yes.
has the issues?
I was more scared, not what if the child had issues. I was more scared of not being able to give the child what the child would need.
The time,
The attention.
yeah.
So just as Rahul had needs,
The other child will also have needs, yeah.
But Rahul's needs were so much that I wouldn't do justice to the other child.
Yeah.
That was my fear right through. It was always that. It wasn't that I was scared if the other one has it. Okay, that's. I always wanted another child. I always felt that an only child is a lonely child.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rena proved me absolutely right, because she brought with her. So she didn't have any preconceived notions. She was a little baby as she started growing up. Rahul learned to interact with her. Rahul learned to bond with her. Of course, there's a natural bond. And then she taught him how to do so many things.
Without even actually knowing that she was teaching him.
Yeah. There was this whole change which happened when Rena was born, and as she grew up.
Yeah.
She just drew him into stuff. It was instinctive.
That happens, I think, between siblings, it happens.
And I didn't need to tell her that there was something wrong with Rahul. No. Something was different about Rahul.
Yeah.
Sorry, scratch that. But she instinctively understood. There was a bond. There were always little things. His food habits, he couldn't handle many textures. His food habits, he would have only pureed food, khichdi and soup, and he wouldn't eat any non-veg or anything of that sort. So to get nutrition into him was a task. The soup would be a huge bowl of mixed vegetable soup, and if the color changed from orange to little red, he wouldn't eat it because it's not my soup.
Oh, okay.
To that extent, yeah. And he used to take very long.
In a way, they get used to repetition. So even the look is a repetition for them. The same look they want.
Everything has to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I have memories of Rahul walking. He would come back from school. When he started school, his shoes and socks. Shoes had to be straight wherever he put them. Absolutely straight. Not this much also. Itna bhi nahi ho sakta hai. The socks had to be stuffed inside the shoes, and the socks should not peep outside. If it was moved that way, he would come running from wherever he was and make it straight. And then after Rena came, he learned to let go of those, those fixations.
Okay.
And so I still remember the first time he walked into the house after school, and he flung his one shoe here, other shoe there. I said, "Yay! We don't have any more OCD." So she taught him a lot. She took away all, maybe it was just because she was doing it and he just followed her. Food, she taught him how to eat chicken. So from being the pureed guy, now we call him chicken boy. He loves chicken. So yeah, she brought all of that change in him. And the bond between them is touch wood. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It should remain like that.
Yes.
Okay, now I think coming to another thing, that first phase is actually just not about the child, as we're talking about. It's more about the silence around the parents. When you're accepting it, when you kind of removing yourself from that denial mode to acceptance mode. And probably for you, the understanding happened a little bit faster. But for many parents, the questions don't get answered. The fear that they have in their minds, or when they come to know of it, they get unanswered. The loneliness, which nobody prepares them, seeps in. And at times when they're into their own zone, I think they get labeled. People start taking, making some judgments about them, that they are in their own shell or in their own zone, while they're actually just learning how to kind of accept all these things. And I think that's where I would like to take this conversation now. It's the empathy factor in the people around you. It's not only your close family, it's your neighbors, it's your friends, it's the extended family, and maybe the teachers in schools, the drivers, or anybody that is around in your little universe. All those people around it. While I think a lot has changed on paper, but I think in the sense that there are a lot more diagnoses, there are a lot more awareness, there are a lot more people talk about things, but still acceptance of the other person, other child, or other family completely as to what they're going through there's a gap. There's still a gap.
Definitely.
So, would you like to talk about it? Whatever you've faced and whatever you've gone through.
Like you said, awareness, acceptance, then empathy. So first, awareness was almost zero in the early years, for sure. So people would, there would be people who would make comments like, maids in school,
Yeah.
wo pagal hai kya? Teachers who would say things like, no, you have to be firm with him. You can't be saying he has to do this, he has to do that. And then there was this other side. There was one of the principals of one of the schools that he went to. He was a priest, Catholic priest, and he was so sweet and so understanding and helpful, and he would encourage Rahul to do every little thing. So while at that level he was the principal, he had it in him, but the teachers around were not able to pick up that same thing. Of course, that school was also. There were like 70 boys in a class, and Rahul.
How much can a teacher manage?
Not possible for them to understand. So Rahul used to walk out of that school, with two boys holding one holding one arm here, one holding the arm there, and he would walk out because supposedly they were his buddies and helping him.
Okay.
But they weren't helping. He used to walk out looking, what happened kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Because he didn't need anybody to walk, hold him to walk.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's where the awareness. So he's different. He has special needs. Now, special needs, most people with, even maybe not today, but at that time, special needs means handicapped, physically handicapped. Ramp की ज़रूरत है, उसको हाथ पकड़ के चलाने की ज़रूरत है. You know what I mean? There was just no understanding of any sort of intellectual difference at that time. That time, disability was disability and handicap, and today we have better words that are used: neurodiverse, intellectual differences. So it's a transition which has happened over the years.
Of course.
Yeah, people have become more aware and accepting.
Yeah. And then the change is definitely there, not denying that.
There is. But at that time, it was like, you're wasting your time. He's not going to be able to do anything. You put him in this special school, put him in this vocational center. I'm not discounting any of those things, but Rahul did not need that. Rahul needed to be integrated. He needed to be included. He needed to be with his peers. He didn't need to be put away. And most people felt that, usko alag karo. Even in family groups, it was difficult because there were other kids who were maybe not immediate, even the extended families, when they were get-togethers and stuff. There were other kids, they were playing around, they were doing things, and Rahul would be on his own. He would be with some fan, which is his fascination. He's always been fascinated with all kinds of fans.
Okay.
So I'm sure if he's ever come into your house, I don't know, but he'd love that fan. So he's always been fascinated with fans. So if you're at a party or in someone's house, where is Rahul? Be sure he'll be in the kitchen where there's an exhaust fan.
As a baby, I used to fancy lifts a lot.
That's the second fascination. Lifts. So he would stand in front of in the passage in Bombay where we used to stay, and he would look at the lift going up and down, and always looking at how is it moving, how's the movement. So I think that's also where I picked up what I felt he might be able to do later on in life, because he was so fascinated with these appliances, fans, washing machines, lifts. His meal was like, I had a stack of paper and he would be sitting on his high chair and, Rahul, which fan should I draw now? Draw a cooler fan. So I'm drawing a cooler fan, whatever I could draw of. And one, draw the fan, one morsel goes in, or one spoon of soup goes in. Now which one? Now exhaust fan. Now, so, so he also had that, the way of speaking was also very, not musical, but it's very flowy kind of thing. Uh, they're not able to really intonate properly.
Yeah.
So cooler fan, exhaust fan. I'm saying it literally like he used to say it. So I had reams and reams of paper with fans drawn on it. But people, the people didn't understand that. It was like, usko bitha do, bhook lagegi to khayega. Just leave him. He'll eat. When he's hungry, he'll come to you. But he never came to me.
He would not. He would not.
He never came to me. I tried that. And it was the most frustrating thing, because then I would be told that you eat and then feed him afterwards. I could never do that. I could never do that, because I know the child is hungry.
No, it's very difficult for a mother to do that, yeah.
So back then there were some who understood, but by and large people did not understand. He's just being stubborn. Just give him one slap and he'll eat. All kinds of things. And not to say that I have a halo over my head, but I would lose my cool. I would get angry. I've hit him also. I've shouted at him also when he's thrown. Until there came a time when I realized it's not a tantrum. I need to understand it's not a tantrum.
For you also, it was a learning process.
Absolutely,
No?
it was a learning process. I never encountered this. Like I said, like I was telling you earlier, the understanding of autism was through the movie Rain Man, which most people had seen. There weren't many other indications. In the later years, now in the last 20 years or so, there's been 𝗕𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏. Oh God.
Which movie?
My Name is Khan.
Okay. Yes, of course. I forgot that.
Yes. So these were, there wasn't much for people to really relate to for autism. In fact, I remember my brother-in-law, who's his godfather, telling me, we had this person in our parish who used to come for mass, and he would come up and stand close and say something, and he used to say, "What's wrong with this guy?" And so I just looked at him and said, "Yeah, I realized today." Then we all felt like that, but today I realized, because my one godchild has autism, so probably he also had some difficulties. But cut to today, I would say, again, there's mixed. I chose, when we came to Gurgaon, we came to this community, and we settled in here. And I found a lot of understanding and empathy in this community where we are, where you and I are. You're one of the community as well. And it was so heartening to see that there are, I won't deny, there are still a few people who do not understand and who do not see what the difference is. There are bound to be. But by and large, the community has accepted and supported Rahul and me so beautifully. I wanted to stay back. And by God's grace, today I have a home here, for which my son has taken the loan. Rahul has taken a small loan.
Wow.
So God has been kind and life has come full circle.
So that's what I wanted to get to, we're talking about him as a child, we're talking of the school principal having an understanding, but the teacher's not really there. Then college, and then now he's also working, he's taken up a job.
Yes.
So, and he's earning? He's taken a loan also?
Yes, he's earning and repaying the loan.
And he's repaying the loan also. Oh my God, that is victory completely.
Yes, that is life coming full circle. Now he's looking after us. So I don't think anything can beat that feeling.
So which, in a sense, specialization of work is he kind of chosen, and what is he doing now?
So Rahul studied to be a mechanical engineer.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so he's a mechanical engineer, and he's working with Accenture.
All right, that's very nice.
As a assistant software and analyst. I keep mixing up those things. But essentially, I love saying this. He's into mechanical drawing, engineering drawing. Okay, he does like AutoCAD, and he works on these.
Really?
Yeah, he works on a specialized app called SP3D, which is Smart Plan 3D, and he works with the client that he's working with is an Italian firm which makes the rigs, oil rigs and oil refineries, not rigs but refineries. So the infrastructure is what they do.
Oh.
So Rahul is part of the team that
I think I
does the
have to
design.
sit with Rahul to make me understand what all this is. Amazing.
I'm also talking like a total layperson. I hope I got it right. But he does engineering. His forte is engineering drawing. And if you remember, we were talking about the puzzle pieces lying on the floor.
Yes.
Right? So from childhood, I always felt that...
And the fans also.
And the fans.
Yeah.
So building up from there,
Yeah.
like I said, there would be a 150-piece puzzle on the floor. And Rahul would say, there's one piece missing. So we spent like half the night searching for that one piece. It's not chota sa piece. And I've counted the pieces about 10 times. And I've come to 49, but I'm trying to fool him that no, Rahul, they're 150. No, one piece is missing.
You can't fool him.
You can't fool him. And he'll never count. He can just see it. He's never used the picture to make the puzzle. Never. He just picks up the pieces and he puts them together. So there is some visual, spatial skill that he has from where he's able to make out that this piece will fit in over here, and he's multiplying it. And I'm looking over there, I'm looking for the piece and I'm saying, okay, this is light color and this has got a border, so this will be a corner piece. But it could be this one or that one. He said, no, this is this one. I'll say, no, that's that one. It looks like the sky. He said, no, it looks like the floor. I have to agree to him because
he's going to be right.
Yeah.
Actually, he's right.
And so putting those pieces together, then being interested in lifts and fans and things that turn, things that move, to the extent that one of my friends came home with her iPad at that time and she had this Angry Birds game. Okay, she was very, yeah, Rahul will love playing with it. He opened the thing and he says, there's an exhaust fan there. And she looked at me and said, I have had 20 kids play on my iPad, but nobody has noticed that exhaust fan there. Only Rahul.
I know, she's talking about Angry Birds. And
Angry Birds, and he's talking about the exhaust fan. So I always believed and felt that Rahul would be able to put things together. This kind of putting pieces together, puzzles and stuff. And so, yes, engineering was one thought. The other was some sort of research where he wouldn't need to communicate and he wouldn't need to have to talk to people, which was his difficulty then. But yes, the engineering. So people will think that, I wanted to push him to be an engineer. In grade 7, he was in a mainstream school. They started giving us feelers that he won't be able to continue. Grade 7, they took away his geometry. So he was only, because he didn't have fine motor skills. His fine motor skills were very low. So he would overwrite and go over. If you ask him to draw a line with a ruler, it would be a double line. Ask him to draw freehand, it will be straight.
Oh.
But for measurements and all, he had to use it. He had some difficulties. So they took away his geometry. But when he came to grade 9 and 10, and when we needed to choose a 6th subject for him, for ICSE, I felt that why not try with the geometrical drawing. But his geometry was taken away from him.
Yeah.
Because the principal said that, no, I'm taking it away. You don't have a say in it. He has this problem, so we'll take it away. The day he graduated and he completed, I sent him sent her a message. This boy has now become an engineer. The boy you took away the geometry from.
You must have been so really over the moon when that result came, or when he became an engineer.
Yes. So he did geometrical drawing in, what is it called? I've forgotten now. In his grade 10. Then when he came here and in college again, of course, subjects were all a problem. He did engineering drawing. And then we realized that he's very good at it. But because of the problem with his fine motor, you find that his drawings may not be clean like others. But he understood what he was drawing. And today that's what he's doing.
But now with computerization of everything, he doesn't even need to kind of do it.
That's the beauty of it. See, I always believe, I told you, I believe in the universe.
Yeah.
जो जिसको चाहिए वो मिल जाता है. So we started out with this fear, how will he go on? Geometry taken away, engineering has come in, and then look at it. He has the app. He doesn't need to lift a pencil to draw anything. He has the app
तो
in
वो
front
double
of
line
him.
का मतलब ही नहीं
सवाल ही
है.
नहीं होता. He just has to click, and the drawing is done.
So, well, we were going to talk about, the missing infrastructure for such kids, but here we're talking of Accenture, accepting him as the way he is. So, how was that getting a job for him? Was it very difficult, or was it that companies are open to such kind of kids now?
Very few are.
Very few.
Very few. There's Accenture, there's, I think, Microsoft, there are Thomson Reuters. Some of these the big names are, but by and large, not many.
I heard even Lemon Tree Hotel is also kind of offering a lot of things.
Lemon Tree, yes. Lemon Tree takes more because it's more hospitality.
Yeah.
So it's more a doing, not a desk, not as much of a
service in the sense the service areas.
So there's a lot that they can work with housekeeping. They can work with guest, some sort of guest relations and things like that. But to do a job with requires more executive function, more intellectual skill.
Yeah.
I don't think many are offering. Not many companies are providing that space.
So was it difficult for you also to get through it, or to know about also, where are the openings?
Yes, बहुत हाथ पैर मारे, बहुत लोगों से पता किया कि is there anywhere where anyone working with employment and anyone who's giving. So it's always what next? Like we think for all our kids, right?
Yeah.
Graduation ho gaya, post graduation ho gaya, where are they going to work? There are maybe 1 or 2% of graduates or postgraduates who find the right job soon after their studies. Bulk of the kids and youngsters are always floundering. They're looking, haath pair marte, kitni jagah apply karte hain, they don't get answers and they get disappointed. And so it's a tough market out there for the youngsters. So for Rahul also, but having said that, for him it was easier because we were working in a very niche area. We had to explore and look out for people who were into D&I, and because looking for a regular job for him in a regular setup would not work.
Yeah,
he would need concessions. He would need support. So we had to look at places and people who understood diversity and inclusion, and who understood the neurodiverse, who understood what concessions and what support they would need, and who also understood that neurodiverse doesn't mean not able to do anything.
Absolutely.
You have to tap their ability.
Yeah. You have to identify what they are good at, and they are good at it.
Exactly. So just
you name the movie, na? My Name is Khan.
My Name is
He was able to go to and reach to the president of United States of America, like which I don't think any one of us can even think of doing what he did. So they have that talent in
single focus.
The focus is there, right? That's the right term to use. You got the focus.
So I am amazed. I mean, Rahul, when he needs to do something, that focus is so strong, you cannot distract him. Although he used to be, of course there were all these sensory issues when he was younger, but now today I don't see him getting disturbed by anything. Earlier, one drop, somebody talking outside his door, he would be distracted and all. He's overcome so much, touch wood. He's overcome and he's moved on from all these little things, and I don't know how.
You worked hard towards it.
He's worked hard. Uski lagan hai. If he hadn't wanted to, then no matter how much I'd push, it wouldn't have happened.
Of course.
And I wouldn't have pushed because it wouldn't have been something that he wanted to do. But he's always shown that, never give up attitude. Laga rahega, kuch karna hai to laga rahega until it's done.
Okay, now let's talk about something that really connects our podcast, that is the food. We must talk about that. That my another very close friend's son, who I've seen really from childhood, I've seen him kind of become really hyper when he used to have chocolate. He used to love chocolate, chocolate in any form, be it cake, be it mousse, be it, just chocolates, Cadbury's or anything like that. And he used to get very anxious after that. The energy level used to be something else completely. And well, maybe it's true for kids for ADHD and autism kids that it impacts their behavior. Sugar triggers different behavior, and maybe some additives also that increase their anxiety levels. Maybe some visuals affect them.
Yes.
Like the other day we were talking about, you said light also has a different kind of a play in their eyes, bright
Yes.
lights or maybe
Yes.
some moving lights and things like that
Yes.
also impacts. And that's anyway, that's separate from food, but there are triggers. Food
Right.
especially is a trigger for them. So what is your journey with food and Rahul, and what have there been things like that you've given him to calm him down, or given him to probably make him more anxious and more alert?
So maybe food, yes, it's true, sugars and chocolate and all do create hyperactivity, definitely. So, but with him it wasn't so. It wouldn't really affect him very adversely. He would be hyper if he had chocolate. Like once my brother-in-law had made a chocolate mousse, and Rahul loved it. And after eating it, he was all over the place. But happily so. It was for a party. I don't remember what it was, someone's birthday or something. But he was all over the place. He was like jumping and hyper and laughing and giggling, and so it was a nice high. Um, yes, food did, chocolate and things like that did affect him. Our struggle was more to get him to eat. To get him, like I said, he would
Like
eat
chicken,
only.
he wouldn't have it.
He wouldn't eat anything. His food for almost up to 5 years of age was khichdi, mashed khichdi, not even muh mein, like.
Oh, he would not learn how to chew then.
Even learning how to chew, he wouldn't. He wouldn't chew.
Yeah.
The only thing that he chewed was French fries or chips.
That all kids love.
And beyond that, nothing. It would be khichdi for lunch, and I would sneak in a piece of chicken while I'm making the khichdi and take it out, because if that chicken ka resha came into his mouth, he would spit it out. And I would be mashing his khichdi so that it would just go down. Dinner would only be a big bowl of vegetables, mixed vegetable soup, nothing else. So when nutrition was concerned, it was really worrying, because nutrition is going in, but it's not enough for a growing child.
Yeah,
He
of
needs to
course.
be having more stuff. So then he didn't lose his teeth for a very long time. I think 4 years or 5 years. So then my sister-in-law gave me a tip, hack.
Okay.
Right? Isn't that what they call it now? A hack. She said, when you're taking him to school, let him eat his rice and curry, jo bhi thoda thoda that he eats. When you're taking him to school, give him rotis wrapped up. So he'll bite it. So the roti is also going down, because he used to take forever to eat, like 2 hours per meal. Imagine drawing one fan in one morsel. So 2 hours was a very conservative estimate. So she gave me this hack, like roti pe ghee laga ke or butter laga ke, wrap it up, and school was a little far, so to take about half an hour. So in that much time, he would eat his one roti with butter or ghee. That's where it started. And so food was
A challenge.
always a challenge. And there was some stuff that he just couldn't eat then, and he still can't eat now. But then, as a child, you try to force everything good. Ye palak bhi khao, sabzi bhi khao, ye bhi khao, wo bhi khao. But now he's an adult, I can't do that. And as an adult, you and I also have our pet peeves, like, right? I don't like this, I don't like that. So I respect that from him. But he has learned to eat much more. And maybe because of the gap in nutrition, no fresh vegetables, no greens, no nothing, he was very prone to upper respiratory tract infections and otitis media, very severe ear infections, where his ears would be blocked, and cough and cold and antibiotics continuously. So, and he used to need to take him every week to get his ears cleaned. And the doctor was like other end of town, so 1 hour going, 1 hour coming back. And at that point, it was so much that he even developed sensitivity to the antibiotics. And the one antibiotic which he developed, which I've been told he should not have ever in his life again. So I have to be careful. But because of that, I was a little desperate. Like, what do I do? This boy is not eating well. He has this cough and cold perpetually. We tried everything, the GFCF diet and no milk, no wheat, and poor fellow, there was nothing for him to eat because he ate only. Then he started eating roti. Roti nahi khila sakte. Rice khilao, and only rice. He didn't want to. Yeah, he was fixed. No, I can have rice for lunch and roti for dinner. Then we tried ragi, tried different 𝗕𝗏𝗲𝗏 and all. He wouldn't put it down.
That even normal children,
Yeah.
neurotypical children also won't have it. We're going to come to that. We'll park that thought on
Yes.
for some time. We'll come
Sure.
back to it, yeah.
So at that point, I was looking for something, and then I was introduced to this program, health program, by a friend. And once I started on that, I didn't look back actually, because that really helped him. I started him on that program, and it was supplementation. And once we started on that, the colds and coughs, slowly, everything started falling into place. And then I realized that it was a week, it used to be once a week, then it started becoming once in 15 days, once in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. And then I realized that 6 months I haven't gone to the ENT. Something has changed. So yeah, that helped. But otherwise, food was very tough. No fruits, no fresh fruits.
But isn't that the case with even
Yeah.
all the kids? I think that's the problem with all the kids, no matter what age or whatever, Giving them to eat nutritious food is always a challenge. Chocolates and French fries,
Oh, yes.
Maggie always works for them, all of them.
French fries, chips.
Coming to the topic that I was just going to talk about, I'm saying sorry to anybody if anybody's emotions get hurt in that. As far as referring to such kids is concerned, I've seen there's a lot of people get affected with it because now there are different terms like neurotypical, neurodiverse, children with disabilities, and so on and so forth. But what is in the sense when Rahul has been referred by certain label or a certain way, how have you kind of handle it? And do you think these labels actually make a difference? Because there's a lot of people who get really offended when you kind of refer to the child in a certain way. I sometimes feel people who are referring to them in a certain way, probably their knowledge about the disability or the knowledge about these challenges these kids have is way too less for them to even know that is going to impact the parent for that matter. What has been your kind of thought process in all these years?
Yeah. So, yes, I do see a lot of parents very vocal, and there are a lot of activists also very vocal about the label.
Yeah.
While a label, a label can do two things. It can indicate and give you information so that you can work with that information
in a proper way.
Yeah,
informed way in that.
Right.
Sort of, yeah.
It can also put a tag which stays for life, which may not necessarily be a positive thing. So it depends on the way the person, like if I put a label on you and I say, like, oh, she's such a haughty person. You're not. But,
I would like to believe that.
Yeah, believe me. The least haughty person that I know. But my point is, like, if I say, go around telling everybody, it becomes a label. You become this haughty person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I'm giving you a label and say she's such a warm, caring person, it's a label you would like. So labels are different kinds. But here, in the case of disabilities and differences, I feel it's important to know what the difference is.
Yeah.
And what the challenge is. So
Yeah.
whether you call it a label or you call it an explanation or you call it an information or you call, like, you're going to a supermarket, you're going to buy soap. You are going to look at the name. You're not going to have pieces of soap lying in different colors and you're just going to pick it up. You're going to want to look at the label and see what does it contain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I may not react well with some ingredient. So I would not want that ingredient to be in my soap.
Sure.
We need
absolutely.
labels to understand what things are.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's wrong to have a label. To to use that label to put someone down
Yeah.
is
That is
where
wrong.
is wrong.
That is not the good.
That is the sad part is that
That is sad.
yeah, when the label is given, often it kind of is in a in a degrading manner, or in a like dismissive manner. Oh, to aisa hai. That's sad. A label should mean that you can at least understand what we're referring to. So if I don't have this term, I would call it a term, not a label, whatever. You can call it the same thing. It's, you're just trying to specify something.
Yeah.
So if you're specifying that this person has autism, you understand. A person who's aware of autism will understand, okay, these are the challenges this person faces. You can look at it that way. You can say, oh, he has autism. Acha, he must be funny. There are two ways of looking at it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
labels are needed in some ways to explain and to make people understand.
Yeah.
But they should not be confining or negative. Having a label means that you understand, okay, my soap has what is it, glycerin in it. My soap does not have aloe vera. I may be allergic to aloe vera, so I know that I should pick up the glycerin soap and not the aloe vera.
Yeah.
So in that sense, to
It
explain,
clears your thought process. It gives you a better understanding of things.
Yes. So it's important to know about
Yeah.
this thing, but it's also important not to make it a negative thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So nowadays we're talking a lot of therapy for these kids, but we don't talk enough for the mental fitness probably that the parents, the family, the siblings, the grandparents, maybe they all need, because this is also first time for them. It's not that they've been trained to kind of handle all these things themselves. And this journey, I think, because of awareness not being there, because not all the means available in front of us, it's still a very exhausting journey, if I may say it like that. It is exhausting and emotionally draining as well. Do parents often carry guilt, fear, or they feel burnout, because...
Bet.
So how do you protect your own mental health and of the other family members? You have to kind of take care of them as well.
Oh, yeah. For the longest, I was taking care of everyone's needs except my own. But
That happens. Yeah. I can completely understand. That happens.
So I think a lot of
that's how anyway the woman of the house is normally used to also, but in this case probably a bigger thing, because you have to kind of protect one child from being affected by at least immediate people.
Yeah. So I think it's a lot about talking, reading, counseling, understanding, sharing, sensitizing, creating awareness in the family group, the close family, the extended family, the larger family, and in society all over. It's about creating the awareness and understanding what the individual is going through and what we need to do to support. So we can, sometimes, like you said, there is burnout, because at some point, sometimes I also have this tussle with Rahul. He'll go on asking me something, he's stuck on something, and then I said, Rahul, stop it. I can't, I don't know. Leave me alone for a little while. And then, why are you getting angry with me? So I have to reboot myself and I say, okay, he's asked me, he needs an answer.
Yeah.
So step back, look, understand what he's looking for, and then change your thinking. It's not easy. And not everybody in the family is able to do that. But there are times when I have not been able to do it, and one of the others, or Gerard, has come and said, okay, this is what he wants. Bulk of the time is the other way around. But yeah, often it happens. Sometimes when I'm also stuck in something, or I'm not in the right frame of mind. So
that happens to everybody. That happens to everybody. So many times with my kids also. You probably are thinking of something different, or you're tired, you're just exhausted from your own day's work, that you're not able to give them that time and attention they are seeking that particular point. That's not anything
Yeah.
that you should feel that you are doing extraordinary. That is very
Yeah,
normal. That
I
is
know.
very, very normal. In fact, many of the situations are very normal. It's just that the tags and the labels are like being fixed on you.
Yes. So yeah, it's not easy. Everyone
Yeah.
needs to be on the same page. Everyone has to be sensitized. Everyone has to understand. And there are times when they're not able to.
Yeah.
So we just have to keep at it. We just have to keep at it. I
There
don't
is
know.
no other
There's
choice.
no
There's no
other
other
way.
choice.
There's no other way. But yeah, sensitization is important, and it's important to. I think for in everything, it's important to understand the individual, like understand Rahul,
Yeah.
or understand the individual who has the difficulty.
Yeah.
Because if you and I are going through, finding it difficult to give them what they need or to understand what they are talking about, just imagine what they must be going through.
Must be such a
It's like an alien
havoc in
world.
their own mind. Na?
Yeah, they for them everything is alien. They are living in their own. I always say Rahul is, or people like him are. They've arrived. There is, he is on a different plane.
कहते हैं खुदा के अपने बंदे हैं वो.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. There is that. किसी के लिए there is no malice, no anger, no. किसी ने उसका बुरा भी
very pure
absolutely
individuals.
pure.
Very pure individuals.
He was bullied in college. He still came back and said, "They are my friends." They're my friends.
Bullying to normally happens, and with these kids, I'm sure it will be much more because they don't understand a lot of things.
Yeah, it was bad because we had to have it out with the college and have a proper disciplining committee and things because it was ongoing for a long time. But he didn't ever feel that they're doing bad to me. They're not my friends and all this thing. How can anyone be? हम तो दूध वाला दूध गिरा गया उसको भी गाली दे देते हैं. Most people do that, right?
Yeah.
माली आया उसने plant खराब कर दिया उसको क्या है? Stupid man, he doesn't know how to think. Stupid guy. We just take out our frustrations on everybody around us.
Not realizing what impact it can have on the other person.
Yeah, but we also bear that. We have so opinionated. कि ये अच्छा है, ये बुरा है, ये. He has no. Everybody is good. Everybody is nice. He's on a different plane altogether. तो पहुंची हुई चीज है. मैं तो उस guy, if somebody asks me, I'll follow him. I'll try and follow him to learn to be that person who's never had any anger or angst against anybody else.
So you're talking of people judging them. He's the most non-judgmental person.
Absolutely. Absolutely non-judgmental.
Oh, beautiful.
So, and there people ask me, how do you do it and all? He's my inspiration. He's what inspires me completely. उसके जैसे बन जाओ तो हम तो वैसे ही तर गए.
I guess speaking of then and now, like 26 and a half years before and now, what I have seen personally, there are a lot of classes that have come up for such kids. There are music classes, there are sports classes, because they are good, I feel, in activities, skills they are good at. There are a lot of educators who have come up. Schools are getting more sensitive. There's still a long way to go. But have you felt the transition also, that things are improving?
Yes, there is a little improvement, but there's a long way to go.
Long way to go.
Long way to go.
Long way to go.
Unfortunately, because there is a need for activities and things related
to keep them busy.
Yeah, there is a need. There are lots of people who've just dukaan kholi kinds. So a lot of the times you find that people are offering activities, but they're not able to really give you a proper experience or a proper solution.
Not solution, but probably proper therapy or therapeutic class or something like that, a more educative class for them.
There are very few who are actually able to reach.
Because this is a very difficult topic. I think that's the thing. It's not something very easy to, just open doors and you can start teaching about it. You need to be educated yourself how to handle them, and then you can teach them.
And you have to be aware. Sometimes it's not only about education, it's about awareness and empathy, like you said.
Exactly.
We come to empathy now.
Yeah.
And just to be wanting to help another person. Like, there's a difference. There are 4 people walking on the road and there's one elderly lady. Out of the 4, there'll be one who will go and help that lady cross the road.
Of course, not everybody will.
Yeah. The other 3 will say, oh, I'm getting late. My rickshaw has come, this thing has come, I have to talk. But there'll be that one person who will go and help. So वो भी आंकड़ा is only 25%.
मुझे लगता है वो जरूर करना चाहिए. I think उससे blessings बहुत मिलती हैं. बहुत मिलती है ना, तो करना जरूर चाहिए.
Yes.
But yes, you're right. There's only, not everybody will come forward to do it. Yeah.
So it's also about creating that empathy in people.
Yeah.
Most people are willing to live their own lives. They don't want to look here, there. चल रहा है अपना चलने दो. दूसरा चल रहा है चलने दो, गिर रहा है गिरने दो. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Why should I bother? They have family, no? That family can look after. I've come across people like that also.
Yeah.
Who say, what do I have to do? The daughter is there, no? The maid is there, no? So why should I waste my time? There are two extremes, and then there are those who leave their own thing and go and help. So somewhere, I think the truth lies somewhere in between, and what's required lies somewhere in between. We need to be able to understand others and their needs and be empathetic towards them and not ridicule them or not shun them because they are different.
Of course, it is their world also.
Yes. Yeah, we all have the same world, yeah.
Yeah.
कहीं और नहीं जा रहे. Mars is very far.
Mars is very far. We all have this Earth only to live on.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening in our lifetime for sure. Landing on Mars and living there.
Probably that's what I wanted to talk about. That's something that feels central, that they are the children, the children of our universe only, our children only. And, they deserve education as much as any other child does. They deserve recognition, they deserve love, they deserve empathy, they deserve kindness. And I think all of us really owe it to all of them, because we have kind of brought them into this world. So it's on us to take care of them as a society, as a complete society. We need to do that. I think it was, thank you so much. I think it takes a lot of courage, but there's still a last question that I would like to ask you, that if you could speak directly to another parent who has just got to know that their child has some learning disability or some disability of any kind, what would be your message to them be? If you have any, you can probably look at the camera and tell them,
I would tell them, don't give up. Don't give up. There's always tomorrow. And there is help out there. You need to seek. Don't be scared. Conquer fear and move on and look out for solutions, because no one's going to drop it in your lap. You have to work for it. It's your child, and tune into that child, understand that child, and do whatever is required. Forget the world out there. Sorry, world. I'm being very straightforward. Whoever else may just come and say, isko chhod do, aisa hai, waisa hai. Forget them. They're not coming to your home to help you. They're not there for your child. You need to be there for your child, understand your child, and there's always a way. To whatever level the child is able to function, perform, just be there for your child. A parent, nobody can do better than a parent for the child. So as a parent, I would definitely advocate, just be there for your child, understand them, and give them the opportunity. I'm sure it's never hopeless. There's always something that can be done, but you have to work. As a parent, I'll say that you have to put in your effort. The child needs you. So I'm sure you'll be able to manage.
And I think in their own ways, the child is going to give you so much happiness that it's going to be worth all the effort that you put into it.
It's a blessing. I mean, my son is a blessing for me. And he's what keeps me going. He's my pillar of strength. If I'm down, I know the only person who will unconditionally support me is my son. There'll be someone who will say something. There'll be someone who will turn out and say, ye kyun kiya, wo kyun kiya, tum aise kar rahe ho, tum waise kar rahe ho. My son will never say anything. He's always there. If I'm really down, I just need to go and give him a tight hug and I feel much better.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think you had a great conversation, but making it more lighter and more funny also in the end, to take out your true element also in this. Let's do a small rapid fire round, and you just say something that comes to your mind in the first place.
Okay.
No overthinking is allowed here.
Okay. Is there a buzzer?
Is there a buzzer? No, there's no buzzer. So next time probably we'll think of a buzzer also, but at the moment we don't have one.
Okay.
So if you had a superpower, what would it be?
To be able to get into my son's psyche,
To understand what he's thinking
what
next.
he's thinking.
If you could go back and tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Don't scream. Don't scream. Don't shout.
That Rahul has probably taught you. Be calm. Good. One thing you've learned to let go of.
Expectations to some extent.
I think that all of us should learn. Yeah. What does empathy mean to you?
To be able to feel the other person's need and difficulty and be able to be there with them and give them support if you can. If not, just be there.
And sometimes even that helps. That just helps.
Just knowing that that person is there
Yeah.
in your. If you're really down and you know that I can pick up the phone or I can just go to this one person and bawl, the person won't ask me any questions. They'll just sit there, let me bawl, and then say, "Chalo, let's go and have a chai or a coffee." That's empathy.
That's so beautiful. Actually, so true. So true. That's what is needed sometimes. You just want to take out whatever is inside you, whatever you're filled up with. You just want to take it out.
Yeah.
You don't want any judgment. You don't want any conversation there. You just want to take it out. That just soothes the whole process.
Like
then.
you said last night, no? I'll call you. That's what empathy is to me.
I will always be there.
I know. Thank you.
What is your biggest learning in life?
Be patient and never give up. Everything boils down to never give up. Keep going. My biggest learning is, and there's no age to learn. There's no age
There
limit
never
to
is.
learn.
Yeah. We're learning every day. Even now.
Every
Every
minute
step
I
we're
learn
learning.
something new. So yeah, there's no limit to learning. And no time limit ke, ab ho gaya, pad liye, ho chuka. No. Keep learning all our
Keep
lives.
learning. Life always keeps on teaching us.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now, since you are a trained singer, please sing. Please sing. And you can sing the whole song also. No time bar and all that. Do sing a few lines from your favorite Bollywood song, which probably has been your inspiration, or probably when you go feeling low, it really helps you. Or probably a song that Rahul and you both share together.
Oh dear. Which one do you want? A favorite?
Whichever
Rahul
one
and
that comes
Asam.
to your mind. Whichever one that comes to your mind. That's all perfectly fine.
Few lines will do, na?
Please sing.
So this is the song which was Rahul's favorite lullaby.
Wonderful.
And both the songs from this movie were his lullabies, and I used to sing it to him. Of course, now I can't do justice to it, the voice is gone.
But just to add here that she is a trained singer and her daughter is also into music now.
Yes, so she's the professional.
She's a professional, so now you have to do justice to that.
I can't reach her level, but yeah. दिल है छोटा सा, छोटी सी आशा, मस्ती भरे मन की भोली सी आशा, चांद तारों को छूने की आशा, आसमानों में उड़ने की आशा, दिल है छोटा सा, छोटी सी आशा, मस्ती भरे मन की भोली सी आशा.
It is one of my favorite songs also. Tell Rahul that, please. So to everyone who's been listening today, if you're a parent navigating this, you are not alone, as Dipali just said. If you're a teacher, you're a neighbor, a friend, you have a role to play. If you're someone who's never thought about this before, start now. Because empathy is not optional, support is not a luxury, and inclusion is not kindness. It's citizenship, it's humanity, it's who we are meant to be. So now ending it in my own Bollywood style also, a song that I can't sing, so I just share a few lines from this
You have
beautiful
to sing.
song, which
You have to sing
No,
too.
I can't sing for nuts. which my daughter said blends today very well with the theme today. यारों, I'll sing. जी भर के जीले पल, लगता है आजकल दौर अपना आएगा. यारों, जो खुद पे हो यकीन, तो जिंदगी हंसी तुझे कल बुलाएगा. है जुनू सा सीने में. So thank you all for listening to us today. I really hope, both of us really hope that, there's someone out there who needs to listen to this conversation, feels that you're not alone in this journey. We are all there. The society is there. The world is there to support you. And we love each and every child in this planet. So lots of love and see you next time on Love, Food and Fitness.